Hi guys, I'm going to take a few minutes just in this session to do something a bit different, seeing as we're all sitting at home with heaps of time on our hands. So I want to take you through a few tips and tools for using past papers to study for maths. Lots of us, I think, struggle to know how to study for maths and where to start. When we look at our maths books, kind of remember what Mam was saying in class when you did that section, and you were really good at equations when you were sitting at your desk, but now things have gone a little bit sketchy. So yeah, I think lots of us know that feeling. We're going to talk through a tool that I call Decoding tonight. Quite a powerful tool when you're studying for maths. And I'll show you now what you need. Apologies if this video is a little bit shaky, that's because it is. I did this presentation a little while ago and I'm not going to retype it because I actually want to use my iPad just now to write stuff down with you. Okay, so we've all sat in a maths exam or a cycle test situation. Majority of us will know what the feeling of panic is like. When you open that first page of your maths exam, you read the first question and you actually don't know what the question is asking. And it looks vaguely familiar. You've done something like it along the lines in class and in your studying. But now you can't remember if simplifying is the same as factorizing or factorizing is the same as solving for x. And your brain just goes, I can't do this. All right, so the super cool tool is called Decoding. And what it is we're going to decode a question in a past paper, and it helps you to take control of your paper. And then this assists you in gaining self-confidence, and that is what we need when we're writing a maths paper. So here we go. Let's look at how decoding works. All right, what you're going to need, loads of past papers and fully worked memos. Okay, let me just give you an example here. Okay, so you can find tons of these kinds of things on your D6 communicator. And then with it, it's nice to actually print them out because then you've got the memo sitting in front of you like that. You can even see where the marks are allocated, which is really, really great because you're going to mark your stuff afterwards. All right, other places you can get awesome past papers. Answer series is really good, but you must look that it says past exams because otherwise it's more like a study guide. And then like Google and YouTube has got amazing stuff. One awesome one is called Paper Video. Just Google Paper Video. They got tons of past exam papers, I think right up into AP Maths. And then this friend of mine, Tammy Sales, and an ex-colleague, she's got some fantastic YouTube videos. She runs a company called My Maths Mentor, and we actually worked through this decoding method together, something that she taught me, and it's just absolutely brilliant for studying. It's transformed a lot of students' studying habits and actually added 20 to 30% onto their year-end mark. It's about getting your confidence up early in the paper and also learning how to write a paper that actually, if there's a question that's stressing you out, you've got to tell yourself, these are very important words. I choose not to do this question yet. So the word choose and yet are important because often what happens is, when you're thinking about an idea or what to do about a problem in your life, and you go to sleep on it, and then in the morning all of a sudden you come up with the solution, and that's actually what your brain subconsciously will be doing while you write the other parts of the paper that you're confident to write. So you tell your brain, I'm not going to do this yet, but I will come back to it at the end. Don't use typics, cross things out neatly. It's not a problem to go wrong in maths, and that's where we need to change our mindset to a growth mindset. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake in your first attempt. Just cross it out neatly. Don't scribble it out. Cross it out, move on. Doesn't matter if you do 2.2 at the end of your paper after question 7. Just label it nicely for us, and then we're able to mark it without a problem. Okay, lastly, I just want to show you a paper that I decoded with one of my students a little while ago. So this is a past exam paper. I've got the fully worked memo as well, but we're not even going to do the questions. We are literally going to go to the instructions and decode. So it says simplify, which we've just used now, each of the following expressions as far as possible. So first of all, I write down what are my options when I'm simplifying. Now the tricky thing in a paper here, guys, is simplify can refer to an exponent type question. There we've got our distribution. Number 3 here, we've got a FOIL question because I can see the two binomials. Then I've got a fractions question. So unfortunately, all of this goes under the instruction simplify. They're not going to say simplify this distribution question or simplify this by dividing fractions and tipping and timesing. So you've just got to know what rules to apply where. So those are the different things that we need to remember. All right, then as far as possible, I would just remind myself that means stop after adding your like terms. And then for the exponents, we know we must stop when there's only one variable left. So in other words here, I want a single A somewhere in my solution and a single B. If I've got a B on the top and a B on the bottom, it's not fully simplified. All right, so little notes here. When I'm multiplying my bases, I add my exponents. When I'm raising a power to a further power, I multiply exponents. And when I'm dividing, I subtract exponents. So what have I done there? I've written down my rules, my laws, so that when I actually attempt the question later, it's going to be easy peasy for me, which is so lekker. All right, over here, we're going to have to distribute the 3A. Then I must know that I'm going to pull that A to the front and actually distribute a negative 2A and then add the like term. So another thing we wrote down here is that it's a 3-mark question. We've got approximately 3 minutes for it. And that's a good thing to actually focus on as well when you actually do the question a bit later on. FOIL, I'm reminding myself to add the like terms. Then over here, I've got this fractions question. I must know that I never work with a divide in between fractions. So the first thing I want to do is change this to a times and then tip the fraction behind it. And I'm just reminding myself times tops, times bottoms. Those aren't correct like maths words necessarily, times numerators, times denominators, but just use something that works for you. And then you obviously need your exponent laws as well, which is going to be like this first question here. So just little notes all over the show, and it just helps you to keep control of that question, and then you feel in control of the paper, and that gives you confidence. All right, so I hope that helps. Give it a go, and we will see you in the next video.